What's going on, everybody? Oh man, what a time! What a time! The ups and downs of being a Knicks fan. You know how it is, but we are back, baby. The Knicks are back to winning basketball games, nail biters. You know what I mean? Heart compression. We got it all going on right now, being a Knicks fan. But listen, it's a great time. Don't stress. Just keep going with the flow, man. Because the Knicks, they need us, and as fans, that's our job. But I also want to say thank you to everybody who has supported Still Nick fans, whether it be SKF Weekly, whether it be Know the Ledge. You guys have really come to bat for us. The subscriber count is going up. We're on our road to 5,000 subscribers. We're still in the 3,000 range, but we're getting there. Just keep telling your people, telling your friends about us, and keep supporting the show. Get yourself some merch if you like. Doesn't matter. We appreciate the support either way. And also, shout out and thank you to our new membership base because the membership base has grown exponentially. Exponentially. That's it. Yeah. So appreciate everybody who's a member of the SKF Army. And thank you for continuing to support not only myself, my brother John, and my brother Jose, man. But anyway, we got a good show for you tonight. We're going to talk about these Knicks. Is there a change in what's going on? The defense seems a little different. The addition of Mitchell Robinson. We waived a couple people. We got a new player that's signed to a two-way contract. We're going to talk about all of it, man. Let's go.
Say go, New York, go, New York, go. Say go, New York, go, New York, go. Say go, New York, go, new team, it's the same dream. New Knicks City unis, boy, they stay clean. I just caught mine off of fanatics in the garden with my hands in the air, we back at it.
Hey, we are back, baby. Thank you for tuning in to SKF Weekly. You see it. I'm your man, Ron. That's my bro. Oh, he's here. Let's go.
I'm
Ron
here today,
building.
baby. Yes, I made it.
Pew,
Yes,
pew, pew, pew,
I
pew, pew,
finally
pew,
made
pew.
it. I'm back.
Yes. Back in the building, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to my brother John in the building. Shout out to my guy Jose on the ones and twos holding us down. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
You get it.
Oh, almost there.
You
We're
know,
gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get the sounds eventually, man. We're gonna get it going. I'm gonna cut a demo. It's the cherry ball. I'm covered in bulletproof vest. Oh, wait, sorry, my fault. A1, I see you. Anyway, yeah, John, how you been, bro? How's everything?
I'm good, man. Glad to be here, by the way. Finally a chill day for me, not having to travel much today, so yeah, made it easy for me today, just lock in on the laptop and I'm ready to go.
That's great, man. Listen, I'm happy to be here rocking with you and having Jose in the background doing this thing. It always makes me feel good. I feel safe,
Yeah.
like when you put on a nice
It's
big
comfort.
blanket, when it's cold. Yeah, it's comfort.
Yeah.
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 Well, good to have you back, brother. And once again, shout out to your son for his
Yes.
JV team having
Clap
an
it up.
undefeated season. Shout out to them, man. Yeah,
Exciting,
let's
man.
go.
It was exciting.
Yeah, good
Man.
job,
And
man. Good job.
he definitely
Shout out to him.
appreciates the unk for all the love, So
Yeah,
much love there,
Hey,
man.
man,
Appreciate that.
he deserves it. He deserves it. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Whatever. I ain't
Fun
gonna get
season.
all it, but
It
I can
was a
just
fun
remember
season.
where he came from. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I seen the
Yeah.
growth. I seen the growth.
The progression.
Yeah, it's
It's
dope.
good.
It's
It's
dope.
good.
It's dope.
Yeah.
And shout out to everybody, all our SKF Army members and those in the chat showing love to the show. Appreciate you guys. Crim's dad is in the building. What's going on? Appreciate you. A member of the
Salute.
SKF Army. Salute. We got Walter Blackman in the building. What up, Walter? Salute, my guy. 713 Gamer is here. Another member of the SKF Army. And once again, shout out to 713 Gamer and Crim's dad for all the love they've been showing the show. They've been blessing the chat with gift memberships. I mean,
Oh, that's
they
dope.
lighting it up. So yeah, it's been
That's
great.
awesome.
Shout out to them. Shout out to Kerry Cox. What's going on, my brother? Shout out to Prezi the boss in the building. Craig is in the building. What up, Craig? Buzzer Beat is here. We got Ala Wise in the building. What up, Ala? Fritz Alcinda is here. What up, Fritz? Tehran Mosley in the building. Appreciate all of y'all. And shout out to everybody who's watching on X. If you tuned in on X, appreciate you
Nice.
for the love and support. All right, let's get it going. Man, this has been an interesting week. Shout out to HRM the Great. I see you. John, what's going on, man? How we get here,
It's
man?
been a minute, right? It's been a minute.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
I miss all the downward spiraling that we did that week.
Yeah. I had to talk people through it by myself, man.
I'm sorry, bro.
It's all right. We made it. We okay.
Yeah. You did well. You did well, my friend. You did well.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah, it's been interesting, right? Right before the All-Star break, we go on that little, pitfall. Everyone, just, I don't think we're quite out of it. You know what I mean? I think there's still some trouble looming. You know what I mean? There's still some gaps or skating holes. You know what I mean? Like asteroid belt size holes everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, especially at the defensive side of the ball. But offensively, we've been able to put some games together recently. And even if it's coming from behind and having these last few victories that we've come across, they haven't been pretty, but we've gotten the job done. And so, that's something to be thankful for. Also, this is a record that we haven't seen a Knicks team have in quite some time. So that's also something to be you know what I mean, to be hanging our heads over. So far so good this season. We are a winning team. Championship is still yet to be seen yet, so I'm not going to go there. But I would say that this is the plan. The plan is that we contend for a championship, and it's by any means necessary at this point, right? Because if you're not contending for a championship, then as Brunson said it early in the season, it's a bust season. If you don't make it to the chip, it's a bust season. And so that's what I've been riding with the entire season, just seeing the ebb and flows of a full season and seeing us, string together some wins and then put together some very bad losses. So this is where we at.
Very true. Very true. You ain't lying about that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tori B in the building. Let's go, Tori. Good to see you. Latorius, we are. Okay, I can't. I got it. Sorry. I'm bad boy for life, B. I'm sorry. I know there's stuff going on, but that's how I grew up. But anyway, shout out to you. Good to see you. Shout out to Double D in the building. Appreciate you. And Nick Yak is here. And special shout out. Like I said, we don't got the sounds. I can't, but shout out to Crim's dad for the generous super chat. He said Knicks traded Cat for a mannequin. They figured they will get the same defense and no fouls. They named it Catakin and they saved millions. So there you go.
Yeah.
Shout out to Crim's dad. Appreciate you, bro. Funny guy, man. He's always got some. Yeah, no Diddy, Craig. My bad, yo. Well, anyway, man, like John was saying, we had an eventful week. And so let's do a little recap of this week's games, and then we'll get into the transactions and stuff that the Knicks made this week as well. So first off, to start off everything, first game of the week, the Knicks had to go up against an old nemesis in the Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah. And Philadelphia's gone through their own stuff. You got Paul George, who wants to leave his podcast, like that's going to make their record better and get them into the playoffs, whatever. You got Tyrese Maxey, who's just, he's like a player wasted over there right now. You got Joel Embiid, who's done for the rest of the season. You lost your possible rookie of the year candidate, and he was balling when he was, out there. Now you got like guys, new journeyman like Quentin Grimes dropping 40 for y'all, because it's like they've turned into a team that's just like whatever, like, hey, just go out there and play. So anyway,
make the best of it.
Yeah, make the best.
And they
of
did.
It. So the Knicks
they did against Golden State,
did.
which was
That
was a nice
true.
win.
Yeah. So the Knicks wind up playing them and beating them 110 to 105. For whatever reason, the Knicks just love to make every game, these past three games especially, interesting. So this game was no different. 110, 105. In this game, it was I would say it was pretty entertaining in a way because Paul George had 25, Kelly Oubre had 27, Maxey had 30, and then with you had OG with 16, Mikal Bridges had 28, woke up for a little bit, um,
Hmm.
and then Josh Hart dropped 17 rebounds. But the game really came down to the play of the fourth quarter, and I would say the play of our captain Jalen Brunson.
Right.
Jalen Brunson did a hell of a job of making good plays down the stretch. He had a big shot, big three. And he's been known for doing this lately. So, and this game was no different. Shout out to him. And free throws. He was 15 of 16 from the free throw line. Talk about locked in.
Big.
So, yeah, that's huge. It was a really, excuse me, really good game, man. What was your thoughts on that game, John?
Yeah, I mean it's one of those games that when you're watching, you're hoping for a blowout, and then we had a moment in time where we were, hitting on all cylinders, and then, for whatever reason, we let go of the gas. We make a lot of mistakes, and allow for poor George and Maxi to get hot and make it a game, basically. Um, and so, the reality is that we probably should have won by more than what we won by,
Mm-hmm.
which was about what 5 or 6 points, and
Five points.
or
Yep.
maybe even less. Yeah. So, um, we made it very difficult on ourselves in the fourth quarter. Um, actually, maybe yeah, because was it the third quarter when they made the run? I know we was up at half. I can't recall because it was like 3 games ago. But I know there was a moment in time where we were up, I think at the half, and then they came back in that third quarter, I believe.
Yeah, they scored 29 in that third. And we had
Yeah,
22. Yeah, they made a run in that third.
they made a run. Yeah, and so allowing them to get back into the game, and you know, that's kind of what we've. I think that's where folks feel like we don't have the same sort of grit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The grit in order, or the tenacity to get teams out of here. You know what I mean? Just like run them out the gym. We haven't been able to do that much lately, and so it's either we're coming back from behind and we having to close the gap another on the opposing team's lead, or where we ourselves are giving up a lead, and so that's something that we're going to have to fix in order to contend with the top two teams in the East. So see what that looks like.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it's that's why it's important for this Nick team to not take quarters off because you don't know how the flow of the game is gonna break down. Anything could happen, and you don't know what you're gonna get quarter to quarter. So you gotta don't take any quarters off because you never know. And the perfect
Yeah,
example is this Philadelphia game because, like I said, to your point, the Knicks were outscored in the third quarter, 29 to 22. They were also outscored in the fourth quarter, 31 to 27. So they outscored us in the
right.
whole second half. If it wasn't for what the Knicks did in that first half,
First half,
you know,
right? You lose the
yeah.
game,
So it's
right?
important. It's important. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Yeah, so that was that game, and we feel good. I know. Listen, one thing about the Knicks playing Philadelphia, I think as fans now, even if they got Embiid, I think we all feel pretty good about that matchup. For whatever reason, after what we saw them
Yeah.
do in the playoffs, we feel like we can take care of Philadelphia if need be. So it's a good
Well,
victory.
plus
We'll
it
take it.
plus it also helps to have home court advantage, right? Like that's also a big key for us, like that home crowd travels. And they traveled to Philly, they traveled to Miami, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't know if they traveled that much to Chicago. I couldn't recall if there was a big crowd there, but yeah, either way, you know what I mean? Though it's great to see that there are Knicks fans in other parts of the country that You know what I mean? That you may not expect. You know what I mean? So,
Right,
although
right.
Miami, Florida, and Philly, you kind of expect it because it's a lot of migration from New York. But you know, it's interesting though how much our fans travel. I think like no other team, right? Like I don't recall ever seeing other teams, fan bases travel the way we do.
Yeah, this is actually really interesting that you brought that up, John. This is almost. I mean, yeah, we can't glorify it the way the other team that I'm about to mention can, but
Right.
as far as fan bases, I feel like our fan base is growing along those lines as in the way they
Mm.
support the team. And I'm thinking about the Yankees. Yankees
Right.
fans are
Right.
they go
Right. Right.
everywhere. You know what I mean? Of course, they're synonymous with all the championships and the merch. Everybody knows Yankee stuff. But I'm just saying the Nick fan is starting to feel like they're traveling like the Yankee fan is traveling, even without us
Right.
winning all those championships. So yeah, they're definitely showing love.
Hmm. It's good to see.
Uh,
It's a lot of fun.
yeah, no, not mad at it at all. It's nice. It's nice. I mean, I never thought we'd be here. It's crazy.
We
Um,
here. We got the
we are
3 year
here.
window, right? This is the 3 4 year window for Knicks to push for something great. So we'll see if it works.
Hmm. Now we just got to do something. Now we got to win. That's how you
Yeah.
keep the
Yeah.
momentum going. That's to keep that love
That's
going.
right.
Yeah. So this is dope. Well, that brings us to the next game, guys. And that was another one. Now this one was one that um was a test, a nice game for us. Some people, I think, with everything, all the negative stuff that's gone on with the Knicks playing these elite teams like Boston, Cleveland, and OKC, people are really
Mhm.
down on them versus those teams because it feels like, when you think about all the teams winning these days, it feels like they're the only ones and that's it. But no, no, no. The
Right.
Memphis Grizzlies are like polar opposites of what the Knicks are in the West. Almost
Right.
identical records, and they are third in their conference. So this is a very
Right.
good game. So it turned out that the New York Knicks had to challenge the Memphis Grizzlies in Memphis, and
Hmm.
they wound up beating them in a
Right.
very close game. It started off nasty, didn't start off great, but by the time we got to the into the second quarter, the third and the fourth quarter, it was
We were
fantastic
in the game.
basketball. If you
Right.
ask me, it was fun to watch. Really good job by the Knicks to grind it out, make some really smart decisions down the stretch. And put themselves in a position to win a very tough basketball game on the road against a good team with a star type player over there in John Morant, who was giving them. He started to
He played
really
this
give it,
part. He played this
to them.
part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
started to play job ball. It was interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good victory, man. And once again, Jalen Brunson doing the damn thing, and
Yeah.
coming to the rescue for the team when they needed somebody to step up. I mean, don't get me wrong; other people chipped in as well. It wasn't a poor game by any stretch. It was a very good effort by the team. First off, Jaren Jackson Jr. had 18 points and 7 rebounds. I'm surprised he had 7 because damn dude never rebounds anything. But
That's a
okay,
rebound, right?
Zach Edey had yeah, Zach Edey had 10 and 11. He
Right.
Man, he looks tall, bro. It's just looking
He
at
is
him.
tall.
I can
That's seven
imagine what he
four.
looks like when you're there. Yeah, right. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
jeez. And big body, so he looks even bigger. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
big dude. Desmond Bain quietly had an incredible game. 24 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Shout out to
Right.
him. But he also had 6 turnovers, so we'll take
Yeah.
it.
That's yeah.
Um, Yeah. Vince Williams, no, not Vince. Brandon Clark had 11 points and 7 rebounds. Vince Williams had 7 and 7. So clearly, you can see they were doing incredible on the boards. I mean, they were killing us on the boards.
Right.
And then John Morant chipped in 25 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists.
And that's that
S-
team's bread and butter is their
yeah,
rebounding
the
this year. They
rebounds.
kind of,
Yep.
they've really done a great job rebounding as a team. Um, but there were moments in the game where even the commentators were saying um, it allows them to get beat in transition because they have so many of their players attacking for rebounds, right? Like really getting a team effort on the rebounding side. So, especially on the offensive boards, they're always looking to
Right.
rebound off of a miss, and it allows other teams to get out in quick transitions, which helped the Knicks a couple of times in that game. So, I'm kind of
Yeah.
glad that we were able to see that gap, and allow their distraction for the ball become our offense. So you know,
Yeah, and it's interesting, John, because this was the first time, and correct me if I'm wrong,
hmm
I think this is the first time that we actually got to see the Knicks playing small ball to a big lineup and it not really be a factor in the loss. Like we were able to win considering
right.
the we were out rebounded by so much by the opposing team and they had that advantage. Um, it was
Yeah,
good. It was a good game. It's a
yeah.
good
I
game.
mean, like again, it was down to the wire, so it could have went either way. You know what I mean? The ball bounced in our direction, and we got, um, you know, we made the plays when we had to make them. So it's kudos to the team keeping their mind steady and being able to like end the game and a win. Because those games aren't easy. Those 50-50 balls or chances at the ball and opportunities, it could go either way. And the Knicks kept their composure even when we lost the lead and Ja got the end one. And it was like, here we
Mm-hmm.
go. Right. Like they kept the composure and,
Mm-hmm.
we did what we did. You know what I mean? It was a good win, man. And I mean, just off the final shot, right? The OG3. That was the game,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was the OG3 in the corner. It's like
Yeah,
Brunson off balance, on the
yep,
pass.
yep,
That was right.
yep.
So
What?
just all
Yeah,
together,
right. Yeah,
yeah, I believe it was. It's just so many back to backs, right? Like, um, but I think they did a really good job. You know what I mean? Um, all together as a unit. And I think we had some decent bench play over the last few games too, which has also been a key factor in our wins. Especially the game we were talking about prior to this one, where you know we went up by a lot because our bench played pretty good and they were solid. So, and I would say this game, we our bench kept us in this game. Um, you know, when we were down after the first quarter, our bench is really what got us back in the game. So, um, I'm happy to see the way we've been playing the last few games.
agreed. I agree that yeah that was good that and yeah and not to downplay that, that was incredible. The way that Jalen Brunson came down and hit that big three
hmm
to give us the lead, and then Memphis, Ja came down and he scored, and then the Knicks had that chance to score again in the final seconds, and JB in triple coverage, passed the ball to OG for the three in the corner. That was huge, man. Huge, huge play. So yeah, good, another good win,
Yeah.
another good victory. Yeah. Um, and so that brings us to the third and final game of the week, in which we took on the Miami Heat, another one of the Knicks' nemesis. It's a little different because Miami's not the same team. But yet, let me tell you something, man. There's something about Miami. I don't know what it is, something in the water, something, bro. We can never, it's never easy against Miami. I don't care who they don't got no Jimmy Butler. It don't matter. We always run into some issue. They didn't have the Jaime guy either. He wasn't out there.
Right.
Uh uh they what's his face wasn't even suited up. Kevin Love, Andrew Wiggins was in street clothes. Like
True.
Miami's got an interesting little team over there. They could field.
hmm
They always
hmm
do. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and they're still in the mix. Is the interesting part about it, right? Like they're not like out of the playoff hunt either. So,
right, exactly. Yeah, but the Knicks wound up going into Miami and winning 116-112, a very good victory. And it was dope to see because you just know that Miami just knows how to play the Knicks, whatever it is. I don't know. You had Duncan Robinson off the bench with 10 points, Davion Mitchell with 11 points, who was very
hmm
pesky all night with Jalen Brunson. He did a really good job
right.
defensively. Tyler Hero had 22 and 7. Khalil
Yeah, he's a
Ware
problem.
looked,
hmm
yeah, he looked really
He's
good
also
out
going to
there.
be a
12,
problem, Khalil Ware.
yes, 12 points. I mean, I'm sorry, 12 points, 8 rebounds, six
And like
blocks. The
6 blocks.
of
Yeah,
course, the most blocks he's had all season, the most blocks he's had
right.
against any team. Of course, it's against the
Miami in
Knicks.
general too, though. in general, they don't really,
Right.
they're not known for
They
blocking
don't
shots like the
actually
Knicks, right?
blocking. They're as bad as the Knicks when it comes to blocking shots. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
very interesting to see that happen. Bam Adebayo had 30 and 7 and 4. And then Alec Burks in the fourth quarter had some really big shots. He looked like a Nick. I was like, damn it, this is not what I want to see. But 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists for Mr. Burks as well in their losing effort. And then for the Knicks, this was an interesting game. Josh Hart had 14, 7 and 3. OG Ananobi had a good game, 23, 9 and 5, and 2 steals and 3 blocks. Really good game for OG. Carl Anthony Towns. I don't know what's going on with
Booty
Cat
cheeks.
because it's weird. Yeah, they're starting to call him Meow Meow Mix again, which I'm like, come on, man. Like I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening.
He's coming
I
off
mean,
from
because
injury and
eh,
I don't know,
it's
man.
weird, John, because the dude didn't. It's like when you look at his stuff, he was 6 of 7 from the free throw line. He was 6 of 11 from the field for 54%. He was
Right.
1 of 4 from three. That wasn't great, but okay. Still, he had 16 rebounds. He finished with 19 points, but he only had 11 shots. And
But those
I know
11
people are
shots,
blaming.
He's
I know,
settling
I
for
get
those
it, but
backcourt
people
three
blame
pointers.
Brunson. People
Nah,
blame
it's not
Brunson because he's
Brunson's
out
fault.
there on the court with him. If Brunson is just the problem is you have to understand the flow of the Knicks offense. And when you look at
Hmm.
what Brunson's doing out there, he's getting out there in the court, and it's all about setting screens and a possible pick and roll situation for him. And whoever's closest to him has to set it. If Cat is not next to him, then Cat's not going to get the ball in that situation. It's about Brunson making the decision to make the move and or pass the ball to the guy who's making the pick.
Right.
You can't expect him to find Cat anywhere he's at on the court and just throw him the ball. Like it has to be in the flow of the Thibodeau offense. So I think that's a little misnomer. I was trying to notice this lately because I'm like, why they keep saying that Brunson is like refuses to give Cat the ball, which I don't think that's the case.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
so
mind-boggling.
yeah, that was him. Macau
Hmm.
struggled in this game. He was 2 of 11 from the
Right.
field,
Shooting.
1 of 6 from three. He had 5 points, 8 assists though, but he had 5 points, eight
Yeah.
assists, and 4 rebounds. He only played 28 minutes and was benched in crucial
Or
time in the fourth quarter.
hmm.
Very
But but
interesting.
but good substitutions at the end. Like he came in for
No.
defense moments.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought Tibbs played that well because he didn't have a good shooting night, and Deuce stepped up. Deuce had some, you know, played well.
Yeah, I agree. Deuce actually finished with 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He shot
Right.
40% from the field, 42% from three. But it came down to the play of Jalen Brunson, who struggled early in the first quarter, but then
Hmm.
turned it on in the second half. Finished with 31 points on 13 of 25 shooting, hit big buckets down the stretch to put the
Right.
Knicks in great position to win the basketball game once again. No one's been more clutch in these last 3 games than Jalen Brunson for this Knicks team. It was great to
Right.
watch, and it's another reason why we should be very happy that we've got Jalen Brunson on the team. It's not just Cat. Jalen Brunson is still here, so pretty dope.
Not not for nothing. I'm gonna give some credit to Mitch Robinson
Oh
coming
yeah,
in and
no, that's fair.
like it's not he's not in his best form yet, but has been effective on the defensive side of the ball and with his rebounding. So I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that he's able to at this point in the season, at the very least contend, seeing that he's been out for so long. So shout outs to Mitch for that.
Agreed, agreed, agreed. Now that's
I
a
don't think
that's a
we
fair
win
point.
yesterday's game if he doesn't grab a couple of those boards
Yeah,
and
I
die
think
and
I
die
think
for some of those possessions too,
diving
which
on the
I like to
floor,
see.
I think just showing his effort, his energy,
Right.
and what he's willing to do, and how it changes from what we didn't have prior to. I
Hmm.
think it's big. It's a big influence on the Knicks. And I
Yeah.
said before, and we're still not there. He's not like he doesn't have his conditioning yet, but him
Yeah.
being out there and what he can do is only going to make it easier for the rest of the defense to do their job. And we're going to
Mm-hmm.
see some improved defense as the games keep going. We're going to see it.
Yeah.
So,
The
yeah.
question is, do you move Cat to the 4 or do you keep Mitch coming off the bench? And that's a question that only Tibbs will have. It's up to him to answer. Um, but will you? And he hasn't done it yet. Will he take this opportunity to, mix and match? You know, just mix and match matchups. I know, and I'm sure we all know that, Cat is a liability on the defensive side. So having him at the 4 playing against quicker guys is probably not to his benefit. But would you be open to giving yourself the chance at mixing up lineups? And even I think someone's brought it up earlier. And it may have been Craig. Placing Achua on the bench like that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense for me. Like, he's played really good basketball, and now because Mitch comes back, you don't play him. Like, you got plenty of opportunity and minutes to go around that could be used for Achua. Use it, man. Use it. Stop being so deadheaded and thick-headed. Not wanting to move away from what you do. You gotta open his eyes up a little bit, man. Like, it don't make no sense. There were moments in the game yesterday that I was like, why is Precious not playing? Like, he could be useful, even with Mitch on the floor. Like, I would have played a moment where I'm not playing OG and I'm playing Mitch with Precious and Hart, or OG at the 3, right? And like mixing that up a little bit. And then, having that with Cam and Shamit would have looked nice. It would have looked nice, in my opinion. So I don't know.
I'm not mad at it. I agree with you. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm 100%. I don't know what happened. I don't know why Tibbs refuses to continue to play Precious. Like, you relying on a guy like Precious because you don't have anybody else. And yeah, Precious had a couple games where he wasn't
Energy,
that great, but then, yes, but then he had other games where he was fantastic, and you needed
right?
that in order to win.
Right.
So why all of a
Right.
sudden, like the Memphis game, shout out to Crim's dad, I see that in the chat. The Memphis
Mm-hmm.
game, I can understand not playing Precious so
With the
much because
size.
because the size, he's undersized, and
Yeah.
that was a little bit more of an exploit for them. But there's no reason why he shouldn't have played against Miami. I don't understand
Yeah.
Tibbs
Yeah.
sometimes. And
It
now
makes sense.
I'm saying this knowing that, to what John's point was, watching the game, Tibbs made some really good moves in this game. He made some good substitutions, and he actually, I know, hold on, where's the wood? Knock on wood. Crazy. I'm saying he actually looked like he had a better coaching plan than, Spoelstra. He actually looked like
Right.
he played, played better at his role in this game. But I don't love the fact that he didn't play Precious. I don't understand that. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. Wild,
Yeah. I
wild.
mean, I can't argue with the results, right? Like, he got the win.
It
So
worked
the
out.
results panned out. I just feel like Precious gave enough this entire season to to warrant minutes. You know what I mean?
It's
To
the point where
get to get
he doesn't hurt you. He don't hurt you. That's
Yeah, like, I mean, at least to see it play out a little bit. You know what I mean? At least 10 minutes, 11 minutes, something like that. At max 12
right.
to 15, right? Like, give him some minutes. Get get OG some rest. Give Hart a little rest, and see what it looks like. Because, to be honest with you, if Shaman and Payne get it going, you got shooters there, right? And then you got Mitch on the defensive side. Precious plays good defense. Now you either gotta choose your poison. You can play with Macau to add another shooting prospect, or OG, or if you want to go strictly defense, then you put, or an effort, you put in Hart in that spot. You know what I mean? On the small forwards position. So
Right.
I just think, like, allow he didn't allow the roster to flourish. Right now he's sort of hindering it, and it's like, allow the opportunity, now that everyone's healthy again. Allow it to flourish. See what you got. You know what I mean? Don't just formalize in your mind that pressure's going to only come in 4 or 5 because that's what he's been playing, right? Allow him to
Right.
play the 4 position, and,
I
and
agree.
get back to his more comfortable position. So,
Yeah, I think that I agree with you 100% on that. I don't know why they did, why he chose to do it in that way. I definitely think that uh, watching the game, it's tough to say it. It's tough to second guess it because we won the game, but
yeah,
I don't think Josh Hart needed to play 43 minutes.
he didn't need to play in
I
43 minutes.
I know OG was very impactful, but I don't know if he needed to play 42, almost, I mean, pretty much 43 minutes, 42:58. That's 43 minutes. Like, the one person I'll say that for whatever reason I felt like he needed to play as much as they played him was Brunson, because of the fact
Yeah,
that he was cold to start off. And I felt like him out there getting his rhythm together was what helped him get going. And once he started going, I
yeah,
think we needed him. So that was the
right.
one guy I was like, yo, Brinson got to be out there.
Mm-hmm,
But everybody else,
mm-hmm,
I think they could have, mixed and matched and found
mm-hmm.
ways, because the fact that he benched Macau only played 28 minutes. Minutes could have
Right.
definitely went to Precious. So, but whatever. It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
because
else?
Shamit played 14, right? Shamit played like
Mm-hmm.
14 minutes. Cameron Payne played like 10. Um, there's at least 8 to 10 minutes between OG and Josh Hart that you could have pulled. Also, you take 2 or 4 minutes away from Carl Anthony Towns, who didn't have the best of games, was decent stat wise, but didn't have the best of games, right? And so there are
That's why he's
minutes
so
there.
impressive, because he
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, no,
His
that's what I'm
stats looked
saying. He
like he
didn't.
had a
He didn't.
great game, but we saw him. He didn't
Yeah,
look that great when he
yeah,
was
yeah.
out there.
He didn't
It's
look
like,
that
yeah,
good, right? Correct.
yeah.
Correct. And that's
So
that's the biggest thing is like, he's capable of being better and being more of a we've seen him play with more grit this year than he did yesterday, right? And so
yeah.
that's the
Mhm.
one thing, he's positioning himself right now to look for calls during his offensive game and isn't really like instead of focusing on the referees making a call, why don't you focus your energy on getting your footwork right and stop bumbling and fumbling like Clyde likes to say. You know what I'm saying? And go up strong, man. It's a few times he's flailing his arms. He's like, and I get it. Bam is a rough defender. You know what I mean? But that's when
Right.
those are the players who you need to really balance your weight and make sure you're jumping off of 2 feet versus one, right? And so
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I look at him and he's flailing and he's taking himself out of position to grab his own rebound sometimes, right? Like it's weird. It's weird, especially when he drives to the basket.
No, I hear you, and I'm more concerned about him and his health, because the way in which he does things when he's driving to the basket, it's so aggressive, right? He was putting all his momentum, and I just worry about him that it's a lot. It's too
Right.
much, because I worry that he's gonna hurt himself by the way he runs and tweaks something, falling backwards because he's losing his momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, man. I just
Yeah.
I want him to
Yeah.
calm down.
Because it's almost like he's not cognizant of the way he's playing basketball. It's almost like he's going for a basket, but like he's losing his what his he's just like off balance all the time. It's like, guys, like you're a big dude, just get into balance, like land on 2 feet. You know what I'm saying? Once or twice. He doesn't have to do it all the time, but once or twice, land on 2 feet and get back up. It's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
sometimes it kills me.
yeah.
You know, he'll
Yeah,
drive that
no,
layup and then fall out of bounds. It's like, bro, you don't have to fall out of bounds. There's no one was pushing you that far. It's not like his momentum. He can't stop his momentum. It's weird.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's interesting. It is interesting. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens going on from here. Like,
For me, I
um,
want to see that shift for him. I want him to shift that a little bit. I think he'll be better if he did that. If he worked off of 2 feet more.
right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that would be nice. I agree with you. The other thing too is
Mhm.
I would love to see if this means anything. I don't know if it does. It could just be an isolated incident. The fact that Macau was just struggling.
Mhm.
Could this set something up for Tibbs to get a little bit more, interesting with the rotations of
Mhm.
possibly having Macau play a little bit more with the bench unit? Maybe we won't get a conversion of Macau to the bench straight away like that, but maybe he starts
Mhm.
playing, less minutes with the starters to start the game, and kind of they trickle
Right.
him in more with the bench unit in that way. We'll see.
Right. I wouldn't
I don't
mind
know.
it. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't mind seeing it. I just don't know if we will. That's the tough
I
part,
don't.
you know?
I got my fingers like not they crossed on the idea of it because I think it might be interesting,
Right.
but I don't think that he'll do it. We'll see. But
Yeah.
anyway, that being said, we talked about how good the guys did play collectively as far as on the defensive end and offensive end, and we also talked about you know Mr. Clutch himself and what he did to help the Knicks win these basketball games. That's right, man. You like some people like to call him Big Daddy Brunson. Captain Clutch. Shout out to Sim from NBK.
Captain
I got my
Clutch.
Captain Clutch on. You know how we do. Oh,
Yes, sir.
you know how we do. But guess who got player of the week, folks? That's right. Jalen Brunson is the NBA player of the week for the
Yes,
Eastern
sir.
Conference. Yes.
Like
Yes.
that.
So,
Like
and
to
it's
see
well
that.
deserved, man.
Like to see
It is
that.
well deserved. Um,
See.
what was his numbers?
And it's
Let me
great
see.
coming off of the coming out of the All-Star break too. Like
Right.
showcasing that he is that New York point guard that we've been, wanting for quite some time. He's here. He's here. He belongs.
Yeah, 29.3 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 6.3 assists per game, and 3-0 this week. Shout out to Mr. Jalen Brunson, man. Another
Yeah,
great
man.
player of the week. How many times has he won player of the week this year so far? I mean, he's knocking them out, baby. Let's go. Shout out to him.
Yeah, it's good. It's great stats, man. By the way.
Yeah, no, I mean the rebounds is very interesting, man. The 6 foot
Hmm.
one, 6 foot two guy getting 5 rebounds a game for these last 3 games is
Yeah,
very nice. Very
yeah.
nice. Um,
Showing
and
out.
as you guys, yeah, exactly. As you guys already know, the Knicks did make a couple moves this week so far, and they're not done. I see people in the chat talking about Moses Brown and what are we waiting for. I mean, I'm sure if they can get him, they'll definitely try to get him. Um, they definitely want to bring him back.
Where
I
where
don't know.
Moses Brown? Who did Moses Brown play for outside
He
of?
went. He
Where
went.
did he go?
He went to Dallas.
Okay,
Dallas signed him on a 10-day
wasn't aware.
contract, but they don't have money to re-up. So they released him
Gotcha.
yesterday, I believe. So he's free.
Okay,
But the Knicks need to
not a bad
jump on
pickup
that,
to
man.
pick him up again.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, they need to jump
25.
on that.
You can't buy youth. You know what I mean? Like you can't put a price on youth. That's you know.
You ain't lying. I mean, I don't know what they're waiting for. I mean, we've already had him 3 times. No, yeah,
Yeah,
no, we've had him twice. So this will be the
right.
third time, and each time some other team snatches him up. So I think this is the
Yeah,
time
and
that the
he's a New
Knicks
York
really need
kid
to.
too, right? Like he's
Yeah,
from Archbishop Malloy, right? Didn't he go there? So
yeah,
like he's a
exactly.
he's a he's a homegrown kid. So I mean, I'm sure he's been surrounded by some good people.
We need to make the move, man.
So
But what we did do
yeah.
is we
Mm-hmm.
picked up Marjan Beauchamp. We signed him to a
All
two-way
right.
contract. Yeah, Marjan Beauchamp, everybody.
I like this
He
move.
was with them. Yeah, he was with the Milwaukee Bucks. He's
Mhm.
a interesting player because he's got a good skill set. He can do a lot of things out there on the court. Um,
He's a, he's got the height to play. The four. I mean the three and the four. He's what, six
yeah,
seven,
six
something
six
like that.
six six 6'6" is what they
Six
say. But
six.
yeah,
I think he's like
yeah,
6'7". I think he's more
he
than
could
that.
be.
I
He
think
could.
he's
I mean,
maybe
and
close
remember
to
that
6'8".
yeah, he might have grown a little bit too. You know how they do it with these
Right.
guys.
Right
But
here,
just so you
2022 draft. You know.
let me see. Just so you guys know what the write-up is, it says the Knicks are signing, according to SNY NBA insider Ian Begley, the Knicks are signing small forward Marjon Beauchamp to a two-way contract. Beauchamp is a former first-round pick for the Bucks. He contributed 5.1 points and 2.2 rebounds while shooting 40% from the field off the bench last season. Milwaukee traded the 24-year-old to the Los Angeles Clippers in the Kevin Porter Jr. deal ahead of the deadline. He was waived shortly after to make room for G League standout Jordan Miller. Beauchamp now comes to the Big Apple, where he'll look to carve out a role of himself down the stretch. The Knicks have one other two-way spot open after waiving Matt Ryan and Jacob Toppin on Sunday. And according to to Begley once again, veterans Moses Brown, TJ Warren, and PJ Tucker are among players they are considering.
Yeah. Well, if there's anyone that I'm giving the opportunity, I'm gonna give it to TJ Warren, who's earned it. You know what I mean? Out of the three that we named. But
I
it
mean,
would
I
be
hear you.
good for the Knicks. It would be good for the Knicks to look at, because we lost Huck Porty, you know what I mean, to the injury. Although he wasn't going to be playing once everyone's healthy, it would be good if we find a way to stash a Moses Brown. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My
So
whole thing is like I would love to have TJ Warren here, but my
he's
concern is that
older,
we just are
older
so
statement, right?
yeah, and we're small now. Like we've got Cat, Precious,
Mm-hmm.
and Mitch. That's it.
Yeah,
Because Huck Porty's
yeah,
done.
yeah. Hawk Porty's out, right? But again, Moses Brown is not going to see any minutes, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so,
He's only like in case, and plus
yeah,
he also allows flexibility for Thibodeau if he chooses to do that big lineup, like having Cat at the power forward and playing Mitch at the center. If one of them gets into foul trouble, you can bring in Precious, and if Precious runs into a problem or whatever, now you have Moses Brown you can go to. But
yeah. But that would be so like not like Tibbs to go that so far deep into the bench. Like
I
really,
mean,
like
I
he
hate,
would
but
play
that's why it's
hard.
like in
He would
case.
Tibbs would play hard at the five before he go to
I know he
Moses.
probably would. He
Like
probably would. You ain't
he wouldn't
lying.
even go to Moses. Yeah, I don't see that at all. But
I just don't.
I'm
I
just
really don't
saying
understand.
stash as far as like future sake, right?
Right.
Because he's 25.
Yeah,
He's not he's a younger player, so
it's
I don't know.
crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on with Moses Brown, to be honest, man. I don't know why he can't stick somewhere. I know that the Dallas has financial constraints, and
Mhm.
they don't have the money to keep him. But I don't know if you don't have
Right.
the money to keep him, why'd you bring him in to begin with? You know what I mean? I
I
don't
think they
understand
wanted
that.
to. I think a lot of that has to do with you get to see the kid in action in practice and then put him up against guys that they have maybe like Lively or something, and see
Mm.
how they perform. And if they perform well in practice, they hold their own, then they're willing to spend a little money to keep him. He's probably just not ready yet. You know what I mean? A lot of these kids, it takes them a little bit more time. He's also very
But
light, right? He's not.
right. But then the crazy thing is
Yeah.
he had like a great game right before they released him. He had like 20 points and
Uh,
11 rebounds.
the
That's just how it
showcase game.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah, showcase game. Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It is what it is, man. But so let me ask you something, John. Are you? I haven't like I would have to. I don't have time, right? And I don't have
Right.
MSG. I watch these
I
games
read.
differently through the apps, like whatever the
Right.
Gotham app. It's different. Like when I had MSG, I felt like I could record the games. I pause and I can watch them anytime I
And
want.
go back.
Now
Right.
you can do it on the Gotham app too, but I feel like it's different. I'm just not watching the games the way I used to. I watch them maybe once or twice here and there, but I was watching them like much more.
Yeah. Plus,
I'm
in
wondering.
cable television, they replay the games. Like the following day, you get to kind of. I get
Yeah,
what
but
you're
I
saying.
ain't got cable. I'm
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there. I'm a
yeah,
lone wolf.
yeah, yeah.
You
He's
know.
out there. But you ain't
So
you ain't
I'm
by
wondering.
yourself. There's millions and
Oh, no,
millions of
no, no.
people
It's
like
a
you.
new world, bro. It's a new world.
I think the folks who still have cable are the opposite end of the spectrum right now. I think
Right.
it's flipped.
So I'm wondering, do you think, or is it me? Am I reaching a little bit here? I feel like the Knicks have changed the way they play.
Mm.
Hear me out. So the Knicks
Yeah.
came into this season with this 5-out style of basketball, juggernaut offensively, not running up and down the court because they're still slow in pace, but they were trying to push the ball a little bit more, trying to get to spots, hit more outside shots, and just basically
Mhm.
get the offense juiced up. Problem with that is, when you're doing things in a certain way, taking a lot of outside shots, and you're smaller, you don't get as many rebounds as you used to get. So the opposing team is getting more rebounds, um,
Mhm.
which basically puts you back on defense more. You're not getting the offensive rebounds, so the second chances and the second possessions that keep you on your side
Yeah.
of the court, which means less time on defense. I'm looking at this from a real minute standpoint. And
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
noticing that the Knicks are no longer, looking like that juggernaut offensively. They've come a little bit back down to the pack. They're still very good. They're still high in the rankings because they've done so much work already. But their style of play seems to be they're playing a little slower, because playing
Mhm.
slower allows you to get in the half court sets. It slows down the game for you, but it also slows down the game for the opponent, which makes things a little bit more manageable. Takes these high scoring games from the 120s or whatever, because it's just constant. We're scoring, we're not stopping anything, and we're trying to push,
Right.
to slowing down, and it's down around 110. Maybe it gets up to 115, but keeping things a little bit more manageable. I feel
Yeah.
like the Knicks are playing that way. I could be wrong. You think I'm bugging? Because I feel
Mhm.
like they've slowed it down a little.
Yeah. I actually don't think you're bugging. I actually think that's on purpose. I really do believe that Tibbs is going through the motion now of playing playoff basketball. Like, I
Mm,
think he wants to get his team acclimated now to play playoff basketball. Like, we're not worried about making the All-Star team. We're not worried about pace of game anymore. The end game is to win games and win as many games as you can down the stretch, and to prepare yourself for the playoffs. I think that's where his
mm,
mind's at. I think that's why you're seeing the shift in the game style that we're playing.
mm,
I also think the team that we have is ineffective. They're ineffective rebounders, right? Like OG,
mm,
specifically OG and Bridges, right? They spend so much of their time trying to defend that their their lack of reading where the ball is bouncing off the rim causes them to miss a lot of their opportunities. Now,
mm,
granted, they do go after it when the ball is near them, and the hustle's there. It's just that it's just not good rebounders. Where we were a slightly better rebounding team last year, right? With
mm,
Randu and Dante. Um, but I think for the most part, I think that's where we're at. I think Tibbs has them playing a more methodical game, um, but it doesn't benefit us when we start slow, right? When we start slow, it's very difficult to climb back in because now you have to shift and get instant offense or get quick, you know, quick buckets when you can, and so
right.
that's going to be hard to adjust to. We did a good job of it yesterday, but we got to be really careful not to go down and have to, reach, or dig down and sort of gut a win out. Those are very hard to get, and it takes a lot away from your team. Like, it takes a lot out of a player when you have to exceed that much energy just to climb back into games. So, um,
Mm,
but I think you're not wrong. I think you're right. I think you pretty much nailed it. Like, I think that's what's happening.
mm. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's beneficial to the Knicks because it plays more to our style of play currently and what we can be a little better at. And then also, I think it points to how these games have been, like, these slow, a little slower, but more competitive, back and
Mhm.
forth type games that we're getting ourselves in. Thankfully, we're
I
winning
think you're
them,
right.
but it's all that's good.
Right.
That's good too for playoff type basketball to win these type of
Mm.
games. Um,
Right.
Shout out to the chat once again. Shout out to Stacks Mandu. See you. What's going on? Good to see you up there. D Ras is in the building. Salute. Ron Mills is out there in the streets. I see you. Um,
Hmm.
uh, Someone said something. I think it might have been Craig. said something about
Mm.
I don't know. I think it was Craig said something about Kyrie Irving getting hurt. Speaking of Kyrie
Oh,
Irving,
wow.
um, bro, did you
If
hear
he's
what
hurt, that's
Jeff Teague said?
unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he got
No.
hurt. He was taken to the locker room, but he may come back. You never know.
Mm.
Um,
Right.
so Jeff Teague said
But uh-huh.
that that the
This is
Knicks
interesting.
should trade Jalen Brunson for Kyrie Irving because he better fits what they're trying to do.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do
I
it. There
don't.
would be no reason to do that.
I like. Why would you do that? I don't get
There
it.
wouldn't be
Like,
no
why would you
reason to
do
do
that?
that. That's crazy. Yeah,
I
that
don't.
don't make no sense. That's clickbait, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, why? Why would you do that?
Oh man.
I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I couldn't even believe he said it because normally when I see these shows, these podcasts, they do say a lot of stuff for clickbait. That's
They
why I
got
don't
some
watch
insight.
really.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I like Jeff Teague. He says a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that I'm like,
He's
okay,
funny.
that's cool, interesting. But I don't know why
Yeah,
he
yeah.
would say that. I'm like,
That was off kill. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? I don't know.
yeah. And also, why would you trade Jalen Brunson, who's in his prime right now, 28 years old, for a 32-year-old Kyrie Irving? Like, I don't
Right.
like.
Who's
I don't know why you would
doesn't
do
have
that.
that as many years left, right? It doesn't make
Yeah, why
sense.
would you do that? I wouldn't get
Mm-mm.
that. I don't know, man. I don't
Yeah.
get it. Whatever. It is what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff T, go back to talking about shooter. That's more your speed. Talk Dennis
Exactly.
Shooter.
Exactly. So don't want to be too long, but guys, maybe give you 5 minutes. We could put the phone number up if anybody wants to call in the next 5 minutes. We could chop it up for a
Cool.
little bit. See if we got the phone lines going. And the number is 347-305-7280. Once again, that's 347-305-7280. If you want to call in, chop it up with
Sir.
SKF Weekly with myself and my brother John real quick. We'd love to have
Right.
you call in for a little bit. Yeah, man, but it's really interesting to see what's going on. We don't really talk too much about the other stuff that's been happening in the NBA,
Yeah.
because we're focused on the Knicks. But I will say it's been interesting to see, Steph Curry dropping
Mm-hmm.
50 the other day.
Rejuvenated.
You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? Nice to watch him go up there and dunk, even though he said that's the last dunk he's ever going to attempt. I'm like, okay, gotcha.
He had to stay up there for a little bit to get that one because he went from the middle
Right.
to the side. You know.
I don't know what happened because I don't know. I guess I just stopped focusing on it last night. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. If anybody knows or if you know, John, did LeBron James get the 50,000 last night? Because he at some point he needed
Oh, I
like
don't
6
even know.
points to get to 50,000 points. That is not for nothing. That is crazy to me, John.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we were watching basketball when Jordan was getting to
yeah.
30,000 points, and it was like a feat. LeBron is getting to 50,000 points. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's what longevity gets you, right? He has the ability, right? And he's playing out at this world this year. Like, let's not get it twisted. He's 40 years old. He's playing at a very high all-star level. And yeah, and he's gonna be in a playoff hunt, right? So he's he's in one of the teams that has an opportunity to win it all. Um, Now, will they is a different question. But I mean, as a player though, it amazes me that at 40 he's playing at this high of a level. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like Father
It
Time has
is
caught up to him.
remarkable,
Yeah.
unbelievable. I can't. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy. So let me see here. Craig is saying maybe because Brunson is a ball hog is why he might have said it. I mean, yeah, we know Brunson is more of an ISO type player, but it's tough for me to say somebody is a ball hog when they're
You
averaging
seen
7
that pass
assists a game.
yesterday? Hold on, you seen that
The
pass?
behind the
That no
back to
look?
Josh Hart.
Oh, come
Ooh!
on, son. What are you talking
Yo,
about?
somebody stop him, baby.
Come on, son. You talking about?
That was dope. That was
That
I mean,
was
it
a
looked
nice
like he had
pass.
eyes in the back of his head, man. I don't know where he
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
Josh
yeah.
Hart. That was a fantastic
He caught
pass.
it. He caught it. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, man. That was great job. But
But
listen,
I
man, give
I
NB
give
some
Brunson
love,
credit,
man.
man. He's averaging six. He's scoring as many points as any All-Star right now. 29 in the last 3 games, right? But averaging
Mm-hmm.
6 assists. Is it about 6? It's
in
more than
the
5.
in the last 3 games, he's averaging 6 point something. But
Right.
for the year, he's averaging 26 points
Right.
and 7.4 assists.
Look at that. I love that. I love that. I mean, you can't ask for anything more, especially in
That's what I'm
today's game when
saying.
your
What more
point
you want?
guards are expected to score. This is not like the 80s game where the point guard was expected mostly to pass. This is a different game today, you know what I mean? Where most, if not all, point guards are asked to score first. So,
Yeah,
outside
and the
of
other thing
Boston,
too is
right?
right.
Because Boston's the
That's a
only
good
team
point.
with a point guard who don't really. I mean, White scores a lot of buckets, but he's not their premier point guard. It's mostly,
Right.
Holiday, who's more the distributor.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said, Craig said the guy in Dallas is about to lose his job this year. Listen, Dallas has got some fugazi stuff going on. I think I talked about it on Know
Mm-hmm.
the Ledge the other day after that article I read. They got some fugazi
Right.
stuff going on. They definitely, it's like it's almost like watching politics when you can kind of see the dominoes of what their plan is. Look, I'm a conspiracy theorist sometimes. I think the whole thing is about a move. I think the whole thing is about a move to LA.
Yeah.
I mean, to Las
Uh,
Vegas. I think
right.
I find it very interesting that you guys just watched a team that traded away Luka Doncic, who was in
Got him to the
line to make
finals.
300 million, and now he
Mm-hmm.
can't make that type of money because it just changes because he moved to a different team, right? Not
Yeah.
only do you take that away from him, you trade him to another team. You bring in Anthony Davis, who you already know is injury prone, even though he's a great player,
Mm-hmm.
but he's injury prone, right? You
Right.
got the fans all upset. What do you do, guys? Let me ask you, this is what you think your organization would do? You raise the ticket prices. Like, who does that? Come on.
That's hilarious.
Oh, man, we got a caller. Caller, you are on live with SKF Weekly. Your name and where you're from.
Don P, what's going on, people?
Don P in the building.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
What up, Don
going
P?
on
Good to
with
see
you,
you,
brother?
man.
Yeah,
Chilling.
I'm a little pissed off a little bit. You know why I'm pissed off?
Tell me.
Talk about it.
Because I got to defend Jalen Brunson.
It's a fact.
You know how I feel about Jalen Brunson. I'm like the Jalen Brunson number one hater.
I know this is tough for you, man. Go ahead.
Let us
know how you feel, bro.
I got to defend him. All right. So, you can't call him a ball hog if he's averaging 7 assists per game.
Yeah, that's a little wild.
I be trying to talk crazy about him, but when I look at the stats, I'm like, damn. Stats don't add up to the trash talking. It don't.
It don't.
He's fairly decent, man. He's pretty good. Now, I still don't like his game. I don't like his game. I don't like the way he plays. It's ugly. It's filthy, but yet it's gritty. It's effective. It's impactful. So, he's doing his thing, man. Much respect to him. You know what I mean? So if the Knicks was to trade him, even I would be like, what's wrong with y'all?
That's a fact.
That's another
That's
thing
a fact.
to where y'all. Yeah, they traded away Duran and everybody. If y'all remember that draft, I forgot what draft it was. The draft Duran and Jaden.
Like
I think his
2
name
years
Jaden
ago.
Ivey. Yeah. They traded away a lot of pieces just to make room for Jalen Brunson. So if they was to trade him away, that would be beyond retarded. Man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that would be going away from everything they expected to start the season with, right? Like it's everything,
right.
like the whole deal, the pay cut, the whole nine, bringing in his guys. Like it would go completely against the grain.
Yo, that's
Yeah.
a fact, man. But I just no, go ahead, buddy.
No, I was gonna say the shoot, it was right there. Oh,
So
the
that's
other
why.
thing too is the Knicks fans would never let them live it down because remember we
Yeah.
traded away stuff, but we also traded away Jalen Duren, and there's
Yeah.
still too many fans that really wish we still had him. So yeah, it would be
Right.
Oh,
crazy.
I'm one of them. I'm one of
Yeah.
them.
Right.
I'm one of them. Every single time I see him do good in the Pistons, I'm like, oh, I'm just gritting my teeth. So, like, I hope Mitchell Robinson stays healthy, and continue to do his thing because he's a heck of a player. He does what he does effectively as well. I just hope they all stay healthy. Like I told you last time, Ron, like the team itself, it's talented. It's a lot of questions in terms of their health. You know what I mean?
Right.
We have one of those teams to where if one piece falls, like the margin of error is so low that like if one piece falls or folds, like it's a wrap for the whole team. And it's just because we don't have the depth the other teams do. But other than that, we do have the talent to match up with anybody. I don't care what nobody say.
Right.
Or,
I mean that's fair. Yeah.
right,
Yeah, man.
right.
I think that's where a lot of Knicks fans are. I think the majority of Knicks fans' outlook of this year is that way. Just because we've seen OG go down, we've seen what's happened to Mitch. We've also seen, Brunson, not play games this season. Outside of Mikal Bridges, everyone has gotten through a stint of health issues. So, I think we're all seeing it that way. You know what I mean? The outlook should be that it's like if one piece falls, do we have enough to keep it going? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And right now,
Yeah.
all signs points, and we don't necessarily have that kind of team.
Right, man. But y'all keep doing your thing. I just want to call up to defend Brunson.
That's right.
Nah,
That's right.
I know it's tough for you, Don
El
P, man.
Capitan.
Appreciate you,
It's
man.
tough, man. It's tough, man.
Defending the
I can live
captain.
without the defense. Yeah, I can live without the defense. You know what I mean? I can live without that as long as his offense helps us way more than his defense hurt us. And that's what
Yeah,
it's looking
and
like.
listen,
You know what I mean?
and quiet is kept. We've been talking about this lately in the last couple episodes and shows. Brunson's defense has been getting better. He's looked better in every game
It isn't bad.
except the
Agree.
Miami game. The Miami game,
Yeah.
he was looking a little suspect again. But the other games, the
Right.
Memphis game, his defense, like staying in front of his man, getting off of the switches and moving, and just being like a little bit of a hindrance, if you will,
Yeah.
to the opposing
Right.
player.
Right.
He's been doing well at that. Yeah, but the Miami game, he was getting kind of cooked in that first quarter, and then the second quarter, I was like, oh, but it is
Yeah.
what it is. But once
Right,
again, man,
right.
thanks, Don P. Appreciate the call,
Yeah.
brother.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Y'all do your thing, man. One love.
Yeah,
right,
no
peace.
doubt, man. One love. Later, man. Yeah, man. So once again, it's one of them situations where, sometimes, we look at the game and it shows us one thing, but we got to be honest with them. I mean, 7 assists, and he's gone up about an assist and a half from last year. So like, we gotta, give him some love, man. Brunson's been doing the thing.
I cannot be mad at how he's played this year. Just overall, you know what I mean? Yeah, there are moments in games where you feel like, yeah, he's holding the ball a little too long, but it's gonna happen within the season. Players are gonna figure it out. They're gonna, exceed expectations or they're not, and it's game to game. You know what I mean?
Right.
With Brunson, like you got to take it with what it's worth. He's giving you the passion. He's giving you the intensity of a winning ball player, and that's what you want. You want a guy who cares. You know what I mean? You don't want to have a player like you have in Miami. Unfortunately, Rozier, look at the way he's been playing. You know what I mean? For lackluster, kind of temperamental, isn't about the
Unbelievable.
team. You know what I mean? Like he got forced to the bench row. He comes off the bench and he's just wilding right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like he could care less of whether he got it teed up or not. You know what I mean? He's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's not the kind of player you want to bring into your franchise. You want a player like Brunson.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. And shout out to Brooklyn Butch. Before we get out of here, Brooklyn Butch had asked us how we felt about Marjon Beauchamp. You came in a little late, Brooklyn. We talked about him a little earlier, but just a quick summary for you. We like him. We think it's an interesting pickup. He's got some
Yeah.
some good skill sets.
Intangibles.
He's
Yeah.
he's got some good stuff as a part of him. And for his career, guys, because I know he has a limited small career, but just in case you didn't know, in 129 games, he shooting 43% from the field, which is 1% under league average, which is 44%. That's not fantastic, but there's more, right? He shoots 35.7, almost 36% from three for his career, 70% from the free throw line, but his effective field goal percentage is 52%, which is pretty damn good for that type of player, role player coming off the bench and helping. So not bad, not bad.
When we were looking over him as a college player or as a G League Ignite player coming into the draft, when we did the scouting and we did the sort of the review, his comp player for us was like Oubre, if you remember. You know what I
Kelly
mean?
Oubre,
So
yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so like given the opportunity and hopefully, he's gained some experience and build on some weight and put on some muscle, the athleticism and ability is that of Oubre. The question is, can he put it all together, and will he be given an opportunity with the Knicks to put it all together? That's the all in question. But right now he's on a 10-day contract, so let's see if he sticks or if he doesn't. Like that's the NBA for you, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
what
We'll
have you
see,
done for
man.
me lately, league. That's really what
Yeah,
it
but
is.
it's definitely an interesting pickup. Now we'll see what the Knicks
Yeah.
decide to do with their second two-way slot,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll go from there. But
Right.
we'll see. But once again, guys, want to thank everybody for tuning in to the show, showing their love in the chat. You guys have been very active. Appreciate you guys. Please smash the like button if you haven't already done so. I know sometimes people forget. That's why every time I come in, I try to hit the like button. So if you have a chance,
Mm-hmm.
hit the like button right now for the show. Show us some love. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody that came in late. If you missed us, watch the replay. Replay gang in effect, man. Shout out to G-Man 78 in the building. Salute to you. Appreciate you for being here and rocking with us. As well as anybody else who might have came in that we might have missed. Jabroni Z in the building. Salute to you. And salute to those once again that joined who have been rocking with us consistently. Long Island Sound in the building. Salute to you. Thank you. John, any final words, my brother?
We're here already. Look at that. I ain't been here for 2 weeks, something like that. And we're here
See how
at
quick
the
it
end
happens?
already. Look at that. It just went by so fast. Man, as always, I appreciate you all. I appreciate everyone for tuning in and locking in with us. As I always say, stay safe, stay blessed out there. And I'm looking forward to the next one, man, whenever that may be. But hopefully it's next week.
Yeah, there you go. Once again, thank you to all you guys. Appreciate you. Oh, and also the thing about, at least from my standpoint, guys, the thing about Huck Porty, yeah, it says he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, right? But we are in March. 4 to 6 weeks from now takes us into mid-April. Then the playoffs happens right after that. A lot of times in those situations with a team that is a contender looking to do their thing, a lot can happen between 4 and 6 weeks, and a guy may not be in basketball shape the way you need him. So I'm saying the chance of Huck Porty being done is very high. He could show up and they could use him, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if they just put him on the shelf for the rest of the season, allow him to get better and
Yeah.
make a go of it next season.
Plus, isn't he going into surgery though?
I get, but
Because if he
his
goes into
meniscus.
surgery, there's a rehab that needs to take place. Meniscus
Yeah, but
tear.
when no, I don't know if it was a tear or a meniscus sprain.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I don't
if it's
know.
a tear, he gonna be out for a little bit more than that, just because of the weight distribution. And because I had a meniscus tear that was about a quarter inch, right? And it felt like someone
Mm,
was stabbing my kneecap, like stabbing it,
mm,
like it's no joke. and I didn't have to have surgery. I just had to build muscle around the area. So it's just a rehab thing, and it's like you can't even balance your own body weight on one leg. So you have to get back to balancing on one leg. Still to this day, I'm a little ginger on it, and it's been what 2 years. So,
well, there's that.
Yeah,
so that's saying something.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And that's a guy who's like what 200. He's a big guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think the Knicks wouldn't want to risk it. Like the Knicks could make do without Huck Porty, with the addition of Mitch coming back, and if they do add Moses Brown or whether they don't, we still got Mitch back. So I'm just saying, I don't know if they would want to rush, Huck Porty and put him into that situation. He's a young guy. Well, I mean, he's a little older, but still he's a young guy, 24, whatever. I think they might, kind of let it play out, and we'll see, go from there. But we'll see. Anyway, Presley the boss said he had the surgery. Okay. All right. So
so it's gonna be a while, even if it's 4. I don't see that. That's 4 to 6 weeks. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it.
Well, we'll see what they do. But once
That's
again,
like
guys,
3-4
thank
months. More like 3-4 months
know.
before you get that really like, I don't know. We'll see.
That feeling
He's younger than I.
Comfortable out there.
I'm 46, so I was 44 when it happened. So I was a lot older.
Oh, damn.
So,
yeah, he's a lot younger. 20 years is a big difference.
Yeah,
so maybe the body will heal.
2 years ago.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
Damn,
maybe.
Wow. Sheesh.
Yeah, it was playing softball.
Damn.
Yeah. Slide to second base. Well, I don't know why my old ass want to slide.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to take the out, B.
Yeah, facts. Sometimes it's not even worth it. I'm telling you, the ride home was terrible. You know what I'm saying? It was just bad. It was painful. Man. Going to work was painful. It was the worst.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, bro. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, it happens.
Well, listen, as I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans, we'll be back again. Hopefully with 4 working meniscus.
4.
Yeah. Please continue to support the show, guys. And stay tuned, guys, especially to the members out there. We are going to be doing a giveaway very soon. I don't know. It might be this Saturday. So stay tuned for the members. This is a members only thing. Eventually we'll get back into everybody once again, but this is for the members who have supported the show, the SKF Army. So thank you to all y'all. We'll be doing a special giveaway for you guys. But, as I always say, man, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, no matter what happens, regardless, we are here and we are still Knicks fans. So peace out to everybody. Shout out to my guy Jose once again on the 1s and 2s, holding us down. Pew, 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 pew. Appreciate you guys, man. Take care. Have a great rest of your night. Let's go Knicks, man. Next up is going to be another interesting game. Oh, before we go, let me just tell you which one that is, because I know we don't really go into crazy depth on.
Don't we got like
next game?
Do we have the Warriors next?
The Warriors is tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. So that should be
at Golden State, right? We got like a
no at the Garden.
Are we at the Garden? Okay, I thought we'd go away.
We
for
play the Warriors again next Saturday at Golden State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we at the Garden for one home game, and then we're back on the West after that.
Okay.
Nice. So yeah, man. Once again, let's go Knicks. We'll catch y'all. Hey, hopefully we win tomorrow. And then keep improving, man. Let's go streaking, baby. We out of here. Peace out. One yourself.
New York Knicks. First. Go Knicks.
We can finally, start playing, man. So much talk this whole summer. It's felt like so long because we've had so much to talk about. At times it's been kind of slow, but we've been talking, right? But we've actually had a really good off season for this New York Knicks team, and it's been very active. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Knicks family, we in the building. I am the Objective Fan from the Objective Knicks Fan channel. And I'm going to give a big salute to Ron and John from Still Knicks Fans.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Knicks family, I'm Stephanie, a.k.a. Those sports talking
Knicks.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Lady and the Chef from Two Knicks Chicks Podcast. Still a Knicks fan.
What's good, party people in the place to be? It's your main man.
What's up, everybody? This is Steve Locks 21 at Two Knicks Chicks Podcast, and I'm still a Knicks fan.
Yo, this is your boy Sim from Nothing But Knicks. Through all the struggles, through all the heartache and pain, ladies and gentlemen, I am still a Knicks fan.
Peace, y'all. This is Apollo Reed from the Garden Knicks crew. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm still a Knicks fan.
I'm still here. We're still here. Still Knick fans. It's a fandom. It's a lifestyle.